Hello, both sides of the conversation family. We welcome you to this virtual space crafted especially for you. My name is Jada Curry, and I'm both sides of the conversation's marketing director and graphics design specialist. I want to take some time to ground us all as a community into this space we are about to open up in, so let's go through our community standards. Both sides of the conversation is providing a safe and honest space for open conversation, so we ask that you all be respectful of that. We also ask that you be respectful of each panelist, host, and participant. We do encourage healthy debates and conversations. Don't personalize anything with anyone. This includes name-calling, bullying, trolling, or shaming. This will not be allowed or tolerated. Your perspective is yours. It is not a prescription. You do not have to agree, but show respect. These community standards apply to all of our live shows and any virtual spaces that we hold on social media, including YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We want to make sure that we are caring for each other as a community. This is our priority in all of our endeavors as both sides of the conversation. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's show and continue to stay in touch with us via YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or all of them. All right, thank you for listening and see you soon.
Welcome everybody to both sides of the conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Thursday, so you know what that means. We're going to have another Educational Thursday presentation, and I'm excited about this presentation tonight because I think our community really needs this information. With that being said, for all the folks first time following us, please subscribe, go to our YouTube, check out what's going on and how both sides of the conversation is impacting community. Again, every Thursday we are here at 7 o'clock to bring information to our community, to be intentional with making sure that the resources, the information gets to the people. And that's all we're trying to do here is uplift the people with information, because we know access to information sometimes is so hard for our community. So again, we are excited about that. Looking forward to more educational presentation that's coming up. I'm looking at the schedule and we are booked out, community. I know folks are calling, John, I need to squeeze in here. And we got amazing folks coming on to come bring some great information to our community. With that being said, we got a number of great things that we're going to be doing out in community. We are still looking for a couple of folks. If y'all want to partner with us, we're going to be doing an amazing homeless outreach feed to the folks in the community. And I know folks been asking, John, please let me know. I want to be a part of it. So we'll be getting that information out to the community and making sure that community is aware of where we're going to be at and how we're going to be impacting the people. Also, this storm is coming through, community. Be careful out there on the road. There's been accidents all over the place. This atmospheric storm is coming through pretty heavy. Flooding is happening. Trees are going down. Folks are out of power. So please check on your loved one. Check on the elders of the community. Make sure that they have the resources and the things that they need, especially if you lose power in your area. Just check on our elders and make sure that they are safe. And to the rest of the community, folks, this storm is going to be here for the next couple of days. So make sure you got your coats, your jackets, and everything that you need to be ready. And the temperatures was really, really cold today. So please make sure that you have all of the things that you need. But with that being said, we're going to get ready to go ahead and holler at our co-hosts that are here doing the most. Our co-hosts are always doing the most. Miss Khalees, holler at the people.
Well, it is an Educational Thursday. I'm excited to learn about gluten tonight. It is Women's Month, and we have lots going on. We have reparations coming up, City Hall. There's water running outside. I can't stop the water. I got to hold on to the roof to make sure we don't get flooded out here in the valley, but I'm just excited for Thursday.
Man, definitely, it is a lot going on, and just glad to have you here. Miss Jocelyn, you're back. Holla at the people, Queen.
What's up? I am back. Yes, yes, yes. You know, this is my subject, John. I love when it comes to health and wellness. This is all about learning and doing and making sure we apply. Now, I ain't perfect either, no, but you know what I'm saying? But, I'm a do my best. But, once we get the information, we just do our best. So I cannot wait for y'all to hear her so y'all can ask y'all questions and get it out now. But hey, we're going to have an exciting segment right now. So,
I like how you put your disclaimer out because I was going to give you some. I'm not going to do it.
don't
But
do it.
it's a work in progress. A work in progress, as they say. We working in progress around here. But with
Right.
that being said, Johnson, I'm gonna go ahead and just turn over to you. Jump into our community and news, and then we'll get into our announcements and bring this amazing guest up tonight.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah. Like John said earlier, what about the weather? Winter weather. Governor Gavin Newsom on Wednesday declared a state of emergency to support storm response and relief efforts in 21 counties, including the 5 in the greater Bay Area. Bay Area communities, they're preparing for high winds and possible floodings as an atmospheric river approaches the region. It is expected to have heavy rain, strong winds, and potential thunderstorms to the Bay Area beginning today and continue into Friday, weather officials say. Flooding concerns may remain into next week. Stay weather aware and watch for possible flood warnings. Bianca Fieldgurcher, a weather service meteorologist, said that Californians should prepare emergency kits and consider avoiding travel over the weekend. So be safe, y'all. If you don't have to go out, stay home, because there's puddles, there's all kinds of stuff, people driving crazy. But yeah, like John says, stay safe, okay? President Biden released a 6.8 trillion budget proposal today that would reduce the deficit, raise taxes on the rich, bolster military spending, and ramp up competition with China. The plan is widely considered to be dead on arrival with the Republicans, who control the House. But it serves as an opening bid as lawmakers in Congress grapple over raising the debt limit, as well as a policy blueprint for Mr. Biden's widely anticipated re-election campaign. In a speech in Philadelphia on Thursday, Mr. Biden said that his budget was designed to, quote, lift the burden on hardworking Americans, and argued the Republicans' proposals would threaten the nation's social programs and benefit the rich. Ongoing story updates. Bruce Beach. Y'all heard about the Bruce Beach in Los Angeles County. It had been held as a reparations model. Y'all know March 14th and y'all go make it there because look, it's already been happening and we just have to continue. But its sale has prompted this discussion. This year, the Bruces, they announced they were selling the property back to Los Angeles County for 20 million. Now, they said the reason for selling it was because the land is zoned for public use, so they couldn't easily develop it. Another reason is that being able to invest the proceeds from the sale would allow them to build up the generational wealth that they were stripped of nearly 100 years ago. State Senator Stephen Bradford, who leads California Reparations Task Force, said he supported the Bruce's family decision. Bradford is the person that introduced the bill, which allowed Los Angeles County to give back the land to the Bruce family last year. Bruce's Beach is now part of a national narrative about what is owed to Black people in America for past injustice and what Black people owe to one another in the large quest for reparations. So, again, y'all, look, y'all get involved in this reparations because stuff is real. The tone's been set, but y'all get out there March 14th. Okay, now, in the North Bay region of the Bay Area, Santa Rosa students say they're living in fear after deadly stabbing and they demand more safety. The Santa Rosa School Board heard from dozens of students and parents during its meeting last night, a week after the deadly stabbing at Montgomery High School. 16-year-old Jaden Pienta was stabbed and killed in a fight at Montgomery High School on March 1st. Another student suffered a stab wound, and a 15-year-old suspect was charged with voluntary manslaughter. Those participating in the board meeting Wednesday night were able to voice their concerns in person in the council chamber or over Zoom. Now, no decisions were made last night, but there were some conversations started around it. Okay, so hopefully they'll get to a solution to that. We want to make sure our youth are feeling, protected and safe. So I'm glad that that was even started on last night. So I'll go ahead and hand it over now. We'll go into our upcoming events. I'll go ahead and hand it to Colise.
Yes, yes, yes. We always have something to do in the Bay Area. So, tomorrow, Reparations Policy Subcommittee meeting. March 10th, 5:30 p.m., and we have a virtual link to follow. Youth Speaks is having a Teen Poetry Slam Finals. That's happening also tomorrow at 7 p.m. at the Herbst Theater, San Francisco. To get your tickets, you'll have to access that link below. Princess Project has a volunteer opportunity. 2023 prom dress giveaways. That's happening March 11th through May 28th at 455 Market Street. To sign up, go to eventbrite.com. Coalition of Africans in the Diaspora, Black Migrants Navigating the Legal System. There will be great speakers. Big event, March 14th, 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. You can register at eventbrite.com. Let Your Voice Be Heard. DKI present by Supervisor Shaman Walton. This is happening March 14th. I repeat, March 14th. On the steps at 12 p.m., the Board of Supervisors meeting at 3 p.m. This is happening in San Francisco City Hall, room 250. You can call into Zoom at 415-665-0001. The meeting ID is 2497-265-2335 #. That is, again, on March 14th. Youth Speaks is hosting the Unified Fest signups. Also, that's happening and you can register for this for your whole team at 2023 Unified Poetry Slam. This is April 20th through the 22nd. The registration deadline is March 17th. For more information, you'll have to click the link below. Rafiki Coalition is hosting an Emerald Kiki Ball. This is happening March 17th at 7 p.m. 601 Cesar Chavez Street. There'll be competition, prizes, food, free shuttles provided at 24th and Mission Street. Support for Families. This is a free conference for families of children with disabilities, March 18th at the John O'Connell High School. There's virtual availability as well. For more information on that, you can access the link below. San Francisco Police Department Chief Scott is having a virtual Zoom citywide public safety town hall. This is happening on March 20th at 5:30 p.m. To register, you would go to the link below. Reparations listening sessions for anti-Blackness in Gay San Francisco, March 23rd, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the McLaren Complex 250, 2130 Fulton Street, and you can register also at the link below. 100% affordable housing program through City and County San Francisco Mayor's Office, 921 Howard Street. Applications are due March 24th. The lottery will be happening April 7th. This is for affordable housing communities. So if you are in need of a place to stay or would like to see the listing of this specific housing that's affordable, you can go ahead and access the link so that you can see the listings and also apply. Mission Science Workshop is hosting a giant blood vessel exhibit. This is at the Charles Drew Elementary School at 501 Pomona Street. This is March 25th at 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. San Francisco Recreations and Park Department is hosting an aquatics lifeguard class, Tuesday through Friday, March 28th through the 31st, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And I suggest a lifeguard class is very beneficial, especially for folks that don't know how to swim. For more information, you can contact michelle.lee@sfgov.org, and we'll have that link to follow. Youth Speaks hosting a writing and performance workshop has a spring series. This is at 265 Shotwell Street and Zoom. So this is now going on through May 31st, and you can get more information by accessing that link below. There's a first kayaking and family event at the Jackrabbit Beach in the Candlestick area. This is happening April 8th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. To find out more information and to RSVP, which also has the information, is in that link below. HRC is working with USF students, listening sessions reparations plan. This is happening April 7th at the McLaren Complex 250, also April 20th at the McLaren Complex 250. For you to RSVP, you have to go to eventbrite.com. Paid Youth Arts Workforce Development Training Program. The youth applications are due April 24th, and there's a link to follow for more information. Girl Fly Summer Art and Activism Program. This is a program for San Francisco-based teen girls and GNC youth ages 14 to 19 years of age. The applications are due May 1st, and you can also access that link below. San Francisco homeowners in the Bayview, OMI, and Western Additions area. Mayor Breed's Dream Keepers Initiative has a 100% forgivable loan for home repairs. For more information or details on this, you can call 415-295-2043 or email melanie@rtsdf.org. And we have that information below. Magic Zone still has open enrollment for cohorts 3rd through 5th in middle school. Academic support, enrichments, and sports activities. For applications, you can contact that website right there. Dev Mission Computer Lab has a new STEAM hub. For all K through 12 students, it's a free program now until June 2nd. This happens on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. You can contact Patricia Nolan at devmission.org or call 415-756-8664. There's youth workshops for job referrals, resume building, skill building, professional networking. You can schedule an appointment at star.aprisf@gmail.com, and we'll have that link for you below. 3rd Street and Youth Center has a clinic college jump program. This program is offering college readiness and process ages for 12 to 24-year-olds. College Counts program, you can apply now. We have that link. And trust me, if you need more information on be ready for college, you need to really access that link. Get with the people that are trying to help you get into the school because you need the school to make a successful future. High school students, seniors in San Francisco, they can apply for $5,000 in scholarships. Mayor London Breed has a program. The deadline is March 17th at 5:30, which is quickly approaching. So I suggest you go ahead, submit your application, and prepare for college. Saving to Build My Dream Art and Video Contest. Win $500 in scholarships. The deadline is March 24th. For more information, we have celia.yu@sfgov.org. That link will be for you to access. Close the Gap Foundation is having a summer fellowship scholarship opportunity. It's a program that's happening June 4th through to September 17th. The application is due March 31st. For more information, we have that link below. Hope SF is accepting academic scholarship apps for students who live in the Alice Griff, Potrero Terrace Annex, Hunters View, or the Sunnydale area. The deadline is April 14th. You can apply at that link below. The City and County of San Francisco has an upcoming career event. There's no need to be jobless. We have some resources for you at the Career Resource Fair. This is April 15th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Civic Center Plaza at 355 McAllister Street in San Francisco. You can register at www.career.sf.org. IT and Web Development Apprenticeship. Their spring cohort, it begins April 1st for ages 16 to 24. For more information, you can access that website below. Most importantly, both sides of the conversation, we are looking for youth. Youth, where are you at? We have all type of resources for you. We support our youth. We push our youth. We empower our youth. So join our youth team. San Francisco, it's a paid stipend. High school students, college honor roll students, join us. Email us at hr@bsotc.org. And that's it for our events.
Wow, thank you. Thanks for getting through the events community. As you see, there's a lot going on. Okay, there's no excuses to get our young people involved this summer. I know we approach spring break, and as we wind down the school year, there's a number of opportunity for our community and our community youth. Make sure you get them involved, connect them, and we'll make sure that we get those resources. Also, we are still looking for support here at both sides of the conversation. We still looking for volunteers to help do the things that we do to impact community. If that is you, because I hear people saying they want to get connected, they want to give back. We have some opportunities. Check out our website, reach out to us, and see what you could do to help give back to community. Again, if this is your first time watching or following us, geez, check us out on all of our social media handles. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and check us out at both sides of the conversation. Our next live show will be this Sunday as we're talking about the relationship between community violence and trauma. As you all know, especially here in the Bay Area, it has been a violent past couple of weeks as the number of gun violence continues to increase in our community. When we talk about domestic violence, the numbers have increased. When you look at violence as a whole, not only here in the Bay Area, but across this country, the numbers are going up, and it is very, very terrible to see that these things are continuing to happen. So we're going to have a conversation with the community. How do we fix it? What's the solutions? How do we turn this thing around? Because it's very, very important that we have this conversation and see how do we hold our community folks and our leaders and our elected officials accountable, as this is a priority in our community. And then next Tuesday, we'll have another segment of our hidden gems, where we will come every Tuesday at 7 o'clock and uplift our Black and brown businesses, community leaders, and folks that are doing positive things to impact communities. So if you know somebody out there who's a small business just getting started and want to get their information out, please tell them about our hidden gem segment every Tuesday and get them on to come and impact the people. Also, y'all heard it in announcements. Next Tuesday is the day. I need all my Black people to show up to City Hall at 12 o'clock as we start talking about reparations. And then at 3 o'clock, when we go inside of the supervisor chambers to talk about the DKI grant and an initiative that's been impacting our folks across the city. When we talk about those funds being baseline and staying in the budget for Black folks, we want to make sure that we show up and make sure our voices hold and let the supervisors know this Dream Keeper money, y'all can't touch this. All right. We're not going to let them remove the funding that's been supporting our community. And we're going to stick together in solidarity. So I hope to see you. We need Black faces. I want to see the chambers filled up. Okay. It's enough Black folks out there who have received Dream Keeper funds, grantees, mini grants, events. Show up, Black folks. Let's go out there and let them know the work's been happening and how it's been impacting our community. So we'll see you all out there on Tuesday. The Bishop, I will be there, okay? I will see the people, because y'all know wherever the people be, I will be there. All right. With that being said, I know y'all saying, where is the guest at, John? Get the guest up. Tonight is the night. We're going to bring up the guest to give you the best information that you need, or maybe you don't know. So with that being said, Miss Jeannie, we're going to bring you up. Welcome to Both Sides of the Conversation, Queen, and looking forward to your education presentation tonight. Go ahead and tell the people who you are.
Well, hello. My name is Jeannie, and I want to thank you for inviting me to sit at the table and have a conversations on both sides of the table. That's a really nice title. I like that, and it's very important that we do have these conversations. This subject is really dear to my heart. When I was speaking with Jocelyn, I was in the middle of researching gluten versus gluten-free, because it's a whole scene right now. It's a hype right now. Not that it's not true, but it's everywhere, and everybody is doing it. So I wanted to dig in a little bit deeper and find out both sides of the story, right? And so to tell you a little bit about me, my name is Jeannie. I'm a Valley girl, the Central Valley, not San Francisco or anything up there, but the Central Valley. And we grow a lot of crop down here. We're the breadbasket of the world, I hear. So it's important that this rain that we're kind of, not so happy about, that we just embrace it, because the farmers here, they need it to produce the crop that everyone is eating, right? So just a little bit about me. I went to school in my hometown, which is a small city called Atwater. And then I moved here and began to work and started my family and everything. And I've always had a love for food. I was raised on a farm, so we grew our own crop and had our own cattle, chickens, and all of that stuff, canned our own food, made our own butter. And so, yeah, I'm not that old, but my mother, she raised us that way so that we could be sustainable, right? And when we have hard times, we would know what to do and not just get stuck if the store is closed, right? So I'm happy about that. I hold my business degree, and then also I'm certified natural health professional. So with that, it gives me a little bit more right to talk about things. And not that I know everything, but when you come to the table, you learn things from other people as well as you bring things to other people. So I'm just happy to be here. I am a self-made chef by my mom, which we call Ellen's Kitchen. And she taught us how to do a lot of things and to be able to survive, right? Because you got to eat, and you got to eat healthy if you want to help somebody else. So my main thing is to talk about conscious consumption, and not just eating anything that comes across the table and not know where it comes from. And so with knowledge, you have a better discernment to make the right decisions, I should say. So with that, I want to thank you again for inviting me here. And so we're going to talk about tonight gluten versus gluten-free. So you can go ahead and put, if we're ready, you can go ahead and put that up, and then we'll go from there. So is there any questions before I start?
No, go ahead and get to your presentation. We have it up on the screen.
Okay, great. And you can see me and everything. Great. Okay. So gluten versus gluten-free. So does anybody know what gluten is? We're going to interact? No? So you may not know what gluten is. I want you to think about it. What is gluten and where does it come from? So I want to give you a couple of statistics here. The Harvard Health published from Harvard Medical School has stated that there is a current estimate that suggests that up to 1% of the population has this condition, which is called celiac disease. And so this is why this gluten-free has arisen, and now that they're talking about it, because people have been diagnosed with this disease called celiac, and we'll get more into that. Okay, so just remember that there's 1% of the population that is affected by this condition. It also estimates and suggests that 20 to 30% of the US population follows a gluten-free diet. They have done this in the past and up to the present moment where we are now. So you can go ahead and click the next screen for me, please. Can you see me? Did I lose you?
No, we're here. Can you hear us okay, Miss Jeannie?
Oh, no, I couldn't hear you. Okay. So are you on the right screen there? Let's see. Okay. I think I'm losing you. Might be the weather.
You should see
Okay.
gluten versus gluten-free. You see the sensitive versus reliable?
Yeah, so go to screen, go to 2. I don't see that on the screen. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So do you have gluten-free versus gluten-free? And then we have what is gluten?
There you go. Can you see that on the screen?
Great. Okay, I can see it now.
Okay.
Okay. So gluten. So what is gluten? Gluten is a protein that is found in many of the grains, including wheat, barley, and rye. It is a common food that we enjoy so much, like pizza and bread and many cereals that we like, right? And so what is gluten though? Okay, so we know that it's in these foods, but what exactly is it? And some of you may remember when you did the paper maches and you took some flour and put some water and you made a paste, and then you put it all over the balloon, and then it dried and you popped it and you had this shape, right? So gluten is a binder that, and I want you to remember this part too, because we're going to come back to what gluten is. Gluten is a binder that holds bread together and gives that unique texture that you see, right, when you're eating bread. So gluten does not provide any essential nutrients. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what are the nutritional values. So the nutritional values found in gluten are, so let me back up. I'm a little bit nervous. The nutritional values found in the gluten proteins are folic acid. And so I know you probably heard of folic acid before, and vitamin Bs, and these are very important to our well-being. It's very important how we form blood cells. So people who have been diagnosed with celiac disease may want to avoid eating foods that have this, but if you haven't been diagnosed with these foods, you don't want to avoid products that have gluten. So let's talk about that. And as we're talking, I want to ask, before I go too far, if anybody has questions, or if you have any questions, so that I don't get too far gone in here, or if you take notes, that'd be great too.
No, yeah, go ahead and get to your PowerPoint presentation, and then we'll get the
Oh,
questions at the end.
okay. So we'll do that there. So let me see. I'm having a little bit of difficulty getting here. So okay. So people that have been diagnosed with this disease may want to avoid the foods, as we were saying, because it causes inflammation and other symptoms. And these are some of the things that you may look out for. It causes extreme tiredness, a lack of energy, sore, and then maybe a red tongue, um, mouth ulcers, and muscle weaknesses. So these are some of the things that when you're eating foods and you're having any of these reactions, you want to tune into that, and then you want to also go ahead and make sure you see your doctor. And if your doctor is not answering your questions and blow you off, as some of them do, and we know that that happens to our community, we want to make sure that we see someone else. Or the best thing that I've always say is you practice right along with them. That means that you dig in, you do some research and find out what is going on with you. Because even though we are all of the human race, we all process things a little bit different than maybe our neighbor does. And so something may be missed if you don't dig in to that. Okay, so I don't think I missed anything there. We're going to go ahead and go to the next slide. Okay. If you don't have any sensitivity to gluten, there is really no need for you to worry about anything. You could cause more problems to your health if you continue on a gluten-free diet and you have not been diagnosed. So it is suggested that you just continue the regular diet, eat your bread, and enjoy it. Don't get caught up in the hype. If you are experiencing any of those issues that I talked about, you should go to the doctor, get diagnosed, and then proceed with the gluten-free diet. Some of the sensitivities for a person that may have celiac disease are diarrhea, abdominal pain, weight loss, and poor diet, bloating, or feeling full with an itchy rash. In children, you'll see a growth delay. So you should, as I said, consult your provider if you find that you have any of these things, any of the symptoms occurring when you're eating bread or pasta. You want to make sure that you get tested, and there's ways that the doctor can find out if you are responding to these foods in a negative way. Some studies have indicated that gluten-free foods can cause weight gain and lead to obesity. So it is very important, again, to if you're experiencing any of these symptoms, that you see your doctor. If you have celiac disease, make sure you are supporting. This is important too, and this is my main point that I wanted to look this up. If you have this disease, you want to make sure that you're supporting the whole body with proper nutrients, vitamins. This means that the nutrients found in these wheat products and the barley and the pizza and everything that you're eating coming from the wheat are the folic acid and the B vitamins. These should be replaced. So what I'm saying, and the reason I wanted to research this is that if you are not having any of these or the condition, and you're just doing it because you're thinking, I want to be healthy, we're going to do a gluten-free diet, you can become deficient in the B vitamins and in folic the acid. These things form red blood cells. So if you become deficient, it can cause your B12s and all of that. It can cause more damage. And if you do have celiac disease, we want to talk about making sure that you are eating and getting your nutrients from supplements, but mainly from food. So what are those foods that would um, enrich us with those vitamins that we need? So your broccoli, your Brussels sprouts, your green leafy vegetables, your spinach, again, peas, lemons, and oranges. One orange contains 55 milligrams of folic acid. So it's very important to know the difference. Am I doing this because I'm thinking I'm being proactive and being healthy, so I'm going to eat a gluten-free diet? Yeah, you could go ahead and do that. There's nothing wrong with it per se, but you better make sure that you're getting these minerals and vitamins. So that's the main thing. Is the main thing is make sure that you're not neglecting yourself by not having a whole balanced diet. If you have celiac disease, by all means, you have to be on this type of diet and avoid um, eating foods like that. But you too need to talk to your doctor to make sure that you're incorporating your vitamin B's and your folic acid, because it's very, very important to how the body functions. Okay. So you may, like what is folic acid and how does it work and why do we need it? And you all that have had children, and they give you the prenatal vitamins, and the folic acid is really high in there because it helps formation of the body, all of the skin, the hair, the teeth, nails, all of those things. The brain, the spinal cord is all important. So you want to have a healthy baby, and not only just have a healthy baby, you want to have a healthy life until you go to your next life. So it's real important to be healthy. So here we talked about sensitivity, who's sensitive to gluten, um, um, about the diagnosis, and then we also talked about just living a healthy round life and making sure that you add your supplements to your diet if you have this condition. So I'm sure you guys are going to have some questions on this, so we can go to the next slide. See, I thought I hit something wrong here. Okay. All righty. So some of the questions, some of the minerals and vitamins are lacking. Okay, I think something messed up here, so I'm not sure. Anyway, go ahead and is there any questions? Okay, here we go. It's back up on my screen because I'm reading from it. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure that you are aware of what gluten is, why gluten is in our foods, and what is its purpose. It's nothing that's going to give you nutritional value, but the things that it comes in to make bread and to how it binds itself, we need. It's there, it's present, but some people have a reaction to it because of their autoimmune it can't take it. It reacts to it. And so then it causes this disease. Therefore, you need to make sure that you are incorporating the things that you would be missing when you go on a gluten-free diet. Does that make sense? So I hope this makes sense to you. I hope that I have helped you with this here. It was something that I was interested in, just why this is happening. Why is everybody hyped on a gluten-free diet? And if something is naturally made as nature makes it, and then you extract something from it, what are you missing? And so it's really important that you know how things come together, how they work. And when you say free, taking something out, even sugar products, when people are doing these sugar frees, sugar substitutes, they're putting something else in. And probably 9 times out of 10, the things that they're putting in is more harmful to you than the things that are naturally made. So,
so I have a question. So if I understand you correctly, Gluten is a protein that's actually a component that's in our wheat and grains, and some
Yes.
people are very sensitive to it, right? Is that what I'm understanding?
So yes. So I missed you guys somewhere. I guess I hit a button so I don't see you. But gluten is it's a protein, and in that protein, it's found in wheat and barley and all of that. And so I want to share with you this one thing, and it may answer your question, because you might want to know, okay, I know all kind of proteins. There's proteins in blood, there's proteins, right? So proteins are molecules that make up a amino acid that's needed for the body to function properly. So then what are proteins found in gluten wheat? The proteins that's found in gluten are composed of two types of protein called gatins and gluteins, and they are combined to form a network to support the dough making. So it's naturally occurring. It's not something that's interjected in there. It's a protein, like we have proteins to build our body structure. Plants have proteins too. Some people are allergic to these plants, and so their immune system has a reaction to it. And when your immune system has a reaction, then things are not going to be properly digest. The immune system is going to be attacking the body tissues. And then as you start to digest, if you can't digest in the small intestines, then the nutrition that you're trying to feed your body is not going to be absorbed correctly. And so there's going to be some deficiencies. Does that make sense? Did I answer your question?
You did. You did. Thank you for that.
I want to see you guys, but I can't see
So
you.
so
There you
Jeannie,
are.
You just
Jeannie,
have you just
I
have to
want to see myself.
unshare. If you click the unshare, you could it'll stop it. If you got your screen up, just click the unshare.
Okay, no, I wasn't sharing anything. I was just looking at my notes. I think you guys are doing that for me. It just disappeared. But anyway, great. I'm back. I see you.
So I got a couple of questions, because I'm
Great.
always, when it comes to food, when we talk about the communities that our folks are in, there's a lot of issues when we talk about the food deserts, when we talk about the food apartheid that impacts our community, and the lack of stores and resources that can bring healthy eating to our community.
Mhm.
In your presentation, I seen the triangle food chart. I haven't seen that since elementary school, but in our community, trying to get away from processed food and get away from some of these things that are bad. How do we help our community folks who, deal with the issues of not having access to good food, farmers markets and things of that nature? You go into most of these black neighborhoods, brown neighborhoods, there's just no stores. And then when we get stores, there's a lot of processed food, it's unhealthy food, and not even just on the gluten part, but how do we make this awareness real so that our young people, the parents, continue to promote healthy eating and making sure that their children are getting all of the produce and products that they need to fill that triangle out on a day to day.
So one thing I would say, and this is really, really important, is that um, it takes work. Like I said, I grew up on a farm, so we had to work. And when we want things instantly, we have to pay for that in more ways than one. So it's very important that we train ourselves, retrain ourselves, and train our children. If you don't have a big yard and our land to grow, you can grow on your patio. You can buy these bags from Amazon, put dirt in it, and you can start growing potatoes. Also, you're teaching your children a lesson in where food comes from. So you have control over that. So you know what's going into your system because you're planning it. Then you can also get together with your friends in your neighborhoods and say, well, you grow three things and I'll grow three things, and then we'll share it. And we got 10 people growing three things. So I'm not a math person, but you got 30 different things that you can eat from. So now you got a little grocery store in your community. with your mothers or fathers, whoever want to participate. But it's really important that because there's a lot of modifications to our foods. There's a lot of things that they're taking out, like seedless watermelons. Oh, we just love seedless watermelons because we don't want to work and spit the seed out. Well, the seed is the most important thing of the watermelon. It's like they're there for a reason. They have nutritional value. I'm sorry, I'm getting all hype. And so you have to be careful of this. And I don't want to say that we're lazy or anything like that, because somebody in our government use that word, and we're not, but we're just been conditioned to have things fast and easy. You have to work, and it's something really special to go out into your garden and put your hands in that dirt. There's so many lessons that you can learn and so many things that you can be grateful for, and then just the process of life and how things work. And the sun comes out, the rain, you plant the seed, the rain comes, and it germinates, and then it comes up, and you get to see these little ears come up, and you're like, oh my God, something's coming up. And kids get excited about it. The sun shines and it gets more. And I had one year, I had okra almost 7 feet high, had to reach up and cut it, and it was just growing, and then you get to be out there and talk to the food and just have a good time. So it's more than just work. It's also good mentally for you, because you're out of the house and you're in the open air and you're planning and you're doing something positive for you in the community and for your children. So it's a good thing. So I would say, take it into your own hands, start a home garden. You can do it. You can do it on the fence, on the patio. You can grow some things in the house. They growing everything else in the house that sometimes is illegal.
Wait a minute, Miss Jeanne.
Grow some carrots in the house.
I have a question on that. Wait.
I'm just saying.
That's real talk.
Wait. When you growing all these items,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
When you growing all these items, don't it draw bugs?
You're so funny.
And pests.
Yes, but okay. You're worried about that, but if you stuck your skin under a high-powered microscope, okay, you see that they with you all the time. So what you want to do with that is to make sure that you're growing your healthy food and putting healthy food in your body so that everything is balanced. All the little bugs that's on you are there for a reason, and you're bringing balance to the whole ecosystem of the body, right? And then the bugs out there, there's things that you can do. You can do things, and I wouldn't advise to do harsh chemicals, because that's Roundup and all of that. You don't want to do that. What you want to do is get some soap and vinegar, and you just spray and everything, and you'll be all right. It's all a part of the system. It's all a part of the system. So they're there for a reason. The bees are there for a reason. So don't, oh God, there's bees, I quit. No, they're there to pollinate. You get rid of the bees, you get rid of the food.
So Jeanne, I got a question. So okay, so gluten, right? You're saying, okay, this is not something we should be, eating. But how do people know whether they're gluten free or not? Now, maybe I missed it, but what kind of things can they do to see if they're gluten sensitive? You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody, right? Not everybody has you only said 1% of the exactly. It's only 1% of the population, 1%. But that doesn't mean 1%.
30% is on the diet. Okay. So you want to know, you need to go to the doctor and get tested. You need to go and say, I'm having these symptoms. Can I get tested to see if I have celiac disease? Because some of the diseases that are similar as IBS and Crohn's disease, some of them have some similarities, so you want to make sure that you go in and you express to your healthcare provider, I'm experiencing this, this, and that. Can we start ruling out some things so I can get the correct treatment for what I'm going through? And once you start eating properly and laying off high sugars and flour and white food, as they say, and lay back and kind of fast a little bit, your body will start detoxing itself and it will reset itself. But it's really hard for what's Bishop's name? Is Bishop? It's real hard for the bishop to fight, and he got 10 men on him, right? Okay. So you got to get rid of, you got to get some power and you got to get rid of your enemy, the sugar, the flour, and all of that stuff. And you got to incorporate more leafy vegetables so that your immune system is ready to fight against anything that comes against it, because that's how God made the body. It made the body strong and capable and very intelligent. But because we are not paying attention, or we've been seduced by commercials and what stuff looks like, we start losing. And you don't want to lose your health. So while you got good health, protect it. And if you're not totally healthy, make a change and get on board and start taking care of yourself. So go get tested if you're having those experiences, and then make that change. And so my main point is, if you have it, then make sure that the doctor is saying, okay, you have this disease, so we're going to put you on a gluten-free diet, see how that works for you. But also, here's some things that are going to be good to go along with this diet, because they're going to carry the vitamins that you need that was in the wheat, and you need it. So eat the Brussels sprouts and eat the broccoli and eat the green leafy vegetables. So now you know that, hey, I still got my bees coming in with me, and I'm good, I'm healthy, and we're going to go on. They say that it's not one of those diseases, it might be that one, that is not curable, but they say that a lot about things. But one thing I know is that when you change the way you eat, things, they go away, or they go hide. And as long as they may not go away, but as long as they hiding somewhere and ain't acting up and causing me havoc, I'm cool with it. Just get away from me, go sit down somewhere else, and don't be causing me irritable bowel movement. I can't go this because I've got the whatever, and or I got a rash on my face and I'm embarrassed or whatever, you know. So put everything in check, put it where it needs to be, and we good to go, whether you call it cured or not.
Right.
You
Right,
know
right,
what I'm
right. So
saying?
Jeannie, so let me share with the community, because I went and got tested, right?
Mhm,
I went and
mhm,
got tested, and it wasn't from a doctor. I actually did a holistic test. It's called nutritional response testing, right?
mhm.
So they told me that, Jocelyn, you are sensitive to gluten. I'm
Oh,
like, what? That
mhm,
gluten? That means So I was like, I'm trying to explain, like, what does that mean though? So she said, and it's only 1% of the population that's developing celiac disease. So I know I don't got no celiac disease. That's 1%. So she said, well, your body is not it's not able to process it, so you have a reaction, so you have this allergic reactions. And I'm like, oh,
mhm,
okay, so I understand that. So it's harder for my body to process the gluten, because number one, we weren't designed to even digest gluten. Gluten is a protein, a man-made protein, to stick the like, to, how your cakes are more formed and everything, and it sticks together.
mhm.
It's because it's easier to eat. It's easier to sell. It's easier to last longer. That's why we eat it. We consume it. Most people don't even know they're gluten sensitive. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like you said, and it's not so much of, I can't eat gluten. It means that you should eat less of it, consume less of it, so that your body can intake, like you said, absorb the other vitamins and really absorb that, because gluten is a blocker. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because now your immune system is trying to fight it off. It's trying to, like, what
Right.
is this? What
Right.
is this?
Mhm.
So I just to help the community out, because they can't do it, because I hear you, but that's
Mhm.
1% of the community is
1%.
doing is have celiac disease. So how does that going to motivate me to go to the doctor? Only 1%. You know what I'm saying? Not I'm just, that's the other side of the conversation. So, but I just wanted to make sure that we understand, as a Black and brown community, that just because you might not have the risk, you still have to go check, because you can function more better. Your body can digest better. You can avoid a lot of these other autoimmune diseases, like,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Mhm.
Heart disease and all that other stuff. So it's important to check that. Now, let me ask you this: how,
Mhm.
how Are there's gluten-free foods, right? But are
Right?
all gluten-free foods healthy?
Are all gluten free? Um, well, no, because you could have French fries, potatoes. They don't have gluten in them until you start adding. Let me see. Are all gluten free? So it's gluten free. Gluten gluten is foods that have the protein, right? So we're talking about are all gluten free. No, and I believe I talked about that because it has more. You're substituting something else in, and so you're having more fats and more sugars, and you're probably using some form something to make it bind, so you have to really read the ingredients and make sure that that food is still healthy. What are they adding into uh, the bread that's going to give it this texture? Because I think and I believe gluten-free bread is more dense, um, and they may have some additives in there that is not healthy for you. For instance, the butter and the margarine thing that happened. Remember, you shouldn't eat butter. Butter's not healthy for you. Butter is fat. Blah 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 blah. I grew up on butter. We
Miss
milked the
Jeannie,
cow. We ate the butter. Yes,
I love butter. There's
I
nothing
love
like
butter
butter.
too. So they
I love
said,
butter. But
I love it too, honey, and I put it in everything.
right.
Love
And
And
it better than margarine.
you see these people at the store, oh, I gotta go buy some butter. And they have a shopping cart full of Imperial, and I'll be like, that's not butter.
no, I eat butter because butter recognizes butter. No, I'm kidding. So, so your body can process butter. It cannot process margarine. That's why you have a lot of issues. So all of these additives are not healthy for you. Aspartame. So somebody gives me something and they said it's no sugar. I'm looking right away. Does it have aspartame in it? Oh my God, I'd rather have the sugar than the aspartame. So you's like,
Absolutely.
which one is, what's the saying? Between the two evils, which one is better than the other one? It's like, okay, neither one of them is good. Let me put it down and get some water. But every once in a while, you want something sweet. So you have to figure out, well, maybe I'll put some agave in there, or maybe I'll just treat this like Christmas. I'm not going to have something sweet all the time, maybe once a week, because sugar does a whole nother thing. And that's a whole nother class on sugar. It's like crack coke, it can do some damage. You rather do some
I got a,
serious.
I got a couple quick questions since you talked
Okay.
about water. Can you give me some feedback? The difference between alkaline water and spring water?
Oh my
And
God.
then lastly, I just want to ask this because that's one question. The second one is, when you talk about going to the doctor, advocating for yourself, in our
Mhm.
community, Black folks have trouble articulating and advocating for themselves in the health care system. So what I've been trying to work with different doctors and different institutions is how do we put together a real, effective, step by step maintenance check for our folks that's going to the hospitals? Because I think if we could create as community holistic folks, mental health folks, or we could really put together something for our Black and brown folks to know when you go to the doctor, check for X, Y, and Z. Because you could talk about it tonight and then we go to the doctors and we forget all about it. So what I'm
Right,
really looking for is
right,
a 2023, a real Black health guidebook.
right.
Questions to ask your doctor that really the things,
Exactly,
the things that
exactly.
impact Black folks.
So you have this little thing here. Everybody got one of these. They got it tied to their hip. It's full of information, and it even has a little note section. So take notes when you're at home with your family. Keep notes of your symptoms, when they happen and why they happen and how they occurred or whatever. Keep a little a diary of what's going on with you. And then when you get ready to make your appointment, if you don't want to go by yourself, and you should take someone with you, because when the attention is on you, sometimes you can't hear well. You don't remember what they said. But if you have a partner, they can remember, they can help take notes and have questions that you ask you have them already ready. So you're not going to go in there, because I don't know about you, but it's that white coat syndrome. You might have been sick or not feeling good, but as soon as you get to the doctor, ain't nothing wrong no more. You know, you seem better just because you went in there. Everything is good, right? And so you kind of forget. I feel good today, but yesterday I had this here going on, and I can't remember exactly how it happened. So be prepared. Take a notebook and put your questions in there. Take someone with you. Use the buddy system so that both of you all are hearing what's going on. And one thing that you might not think of, your partner might say, "Oh, well, you told me this was going on with you." "Oh, yeah, that's going on." So I think that's one thing. Do your research before you go. Now, one thing about research, don't become a Google doctor, because you can get on there and Google something. And I remember I got on the computer, something was wrong with me, and I thought I was going to look it up. And I looked it up and I read, and my husband came in. He's, "What's wrong with you?" "I'm dying." I thought I was dying because of what I read. He says, "How you know you dying?" "Because Google said, they said it. Yeah, you ain't dying." And that was probably 10 years ago. So I was not dying. It was the wrong diagnosis. It didn't work. So take someone with you. Be prepared. Write your questions down. Do a little research on sites that are legit, and find out what's going on. Go to the library, read a book, and find out, because a lot of times your body will speak to you, and it will tell you that it doesn't feel good, this here hurts, and why. You'll smell a food. You say, "Oh, something was wrong with that food, because I smell it now and it's making me sick," right? So your body speaks to you. So get in tune with your body. Don't be afraid to go to the doctor, because you're going to die one day. So go ahead and take advantage of that health insurance you have, and go on in there. If they tell you some bad news, you can fix it. 9 times out of 10, you can fix it. So go ahead, go to the doctor, find out what's going on, get a second opinion. Don't be afraid to go. So what was your second question? I should have wrote it down. Okay. What?
My second question was alkaline water versus spring
Oh,
water.
okay. So I was on this kick. Oh, nobody has my number where they can call me. I'm kidding. I was on this kick with all this water. So in my class, in my holistic class, they give you this tape that you can test the pH testing, right? So water is not regulated, so they can sell you anything they want to sell you and say whatever they want to say. It's not regulated. So for advertisement or whatever the hype is, is 9.9 pH. So I took the tape, I got water, and I tested a lot of the different types of water, and I found that one was in the 7. It was the pH was 7 point whatever. So I said, okay, I'm gonna drink that water. That's cool. So I would tell you this here. Your body already sets it stabilizes the pH that's in your body already. So it's doing its thing. Your body just needs for you not to add something stupid in there on top of what it's doing. All right. So don't be giving me 10 Cokes and I'm trying to regulate my body. I'm trying to work in your behalf, and you keep feeding me cheeseburgers, Cokes, and all kind of crazy things. Those are all those crazy people beating up on you that I was telling you, you trying to get fight back, right? So when you get your water, go ahead and chop up some cucumbers or some grapes or whatever, and then infuse your water with it, because you're going to get the minerals from the vegetables, right? Whereas you're drinking all of this water, it's not really hydrating you, it's just flushing you. So when you want to be hydrated, you need minerals, you need other things to hydrate the system. So water flushes. So if you can't eat enough water soluble vegetables, then put it in your water and infuse it and let it set, and then drink that. And so that helps with hydrating the body. So as far as spring water, some water, they say it comes from the spring, but how do you know? It's not regulated. You just hoping somebody's telling you the truth, right? So When I grew up, we never did think that we would have to buy water, but now it's really funny that we're purchasing water, and we got, I don't know how many different companies that are selling water. Which one is the best? So I just put a machine on my sink, and I drink my tap water and be done with it. And it's spring. It's coming from the well. I live in the country, so I'm cool, right? So for all you city folks, buy a system and put it on there. And
Miss Jeannie, do you boil water before you drink it?
I have when I'm drinking my tea.
Oh. Yeah, my grandmother used to tell me how that she used to pump the water out in the well and boil it and do all
Yeah,
this
you
extra.
boil that water, let it set. Yeah, I've been through that
Yes.
with my mom. But yeah, some situations, some people do boil their water. And there's some places in California down here in Huron, and you heard of Michigan and you heard of Mississippi. It's a really, really bad situation when you cannot have access to something that could be life threatening and people
So,
don't care.
so I know that speaking of my grandmother, and I'm sure a lot of people in the community do this, they try to self-diagnose and self-prescribe themselves a remedy, right?
Mhm.
And I remember my grandmother used to give Karo syrup when you constipated and all kinds of stuff. And so
Uh-huh.
you said a moment ago that irritable bowel syndrome, which is like chronic diarrhea and uncontrollable loose stools, is one
Uh-huh.
of the more common symptoms for celiac disease. So, how do you feel about Pepto Bismol and laxatives? Because I see a couple of questions in our chat, and I wanted to address both of those questions.
Pepto Bismol. We used to take it when we were, we had some Pepto Bismol in our life. I seen the pink bottle and I ran from it because I didn't take it. So, how I feel about it, this is how I truly feel about it as an adult, is that when you eat properly and you get your rest and you exercise, your body is going to work for you. Believe me. Now, if you get in a crunch and something is not working and because you done ate a block of cheese, some government cheese, no, I'm kidding, which I loved back in the day. But anyway, then you might have these issues. So get some prunes, chop them up, eat some prunes. No, you ain't eating those prunes? Yeah, I get you. I blend it up in a smoothie.
Shoot, I love me some prunes. Get out of here.
There's some things that are going to help you, and there's some natural herbs that will just help the bowels relax. And so there's things that you can do instead of having take these other measures that are, pink or whatever, or whatever. Sometimes they work if there's an emergency and you need to check something real quick because you got to do some other things. Then take them, but just don't make a practice of putting orange stuff that has 900 other ingredients that you can't pronounce. So eat right, get the right sleep, exercise, drink enough water, have a positive thought, and then 9 times out of 10, you're going to be all right. Really.
So I
Um,
feel
yeah.
I feel like you're talking about me tonight because I'm not eating enough. I'm not sleeping enough because I'm always on the go. But I think tonight this was great information for me to really hone in on this holistic care. But I got to ask you one question because I know your information is running on the screen. Tell me about this restaurant that you guys, this holistic cafe that you guys are running down there, because it sounds intriguing to go to a holistic cafe. What is this cafe all about?
I am so excited about this this dream. I'm not going to call it little, that I have, and I have been in my lifetime pumping others and pouring into others. And I wanted to do this, and I guess I was too scared to do it, but now I'm ready to step out on faith and do it. Because I see that we need to pull our people. We need to be body snatchers and pull our people back to health. There's too many of us dying for stupid reasons, right? Too many of us caught up because we're not reading what they're making and we're putting in our bodies, and we wonder why we have sugar diabetes and all these other diseases that take us out. So this cafe, Holistic Cafe, is Table Destiny, and it's a holistic cafe. So it is a place where people who have medical issues and they like to go out, and there's just one little thing on the menu and they can't, because they have diabetes, there's like, I can't even eat anything good. So I'm kind of catering to those people, where I'm taking our culture, the food that we were brought up with, and making it back healthy again, or healthy period, because greens are greens, that you just take the ham hocks and all of that stuff out. She said, well, if you're healthy, eat the ham hocks. But if you're going to eat like that, make sure you get up and do some work. You need to exercise. You need to do some movement. You need to get some proper sleep. You need to be drinking the right thing and push that crap on out of you. You cannot, this is my thought. It's not nothing legal or jot down or whatever. This is my thought. You cannot continue to eat like our fathers in the past and not do the work that they did. They ate like that, but they behinds was out in the field and they was working hard. So they was burning all of that stuff through them. And then a lot of things that, like, you're eating this smoke ham hock. You don't even know what goes into smoked ham hock. Smoke your own ham hock, and then you know what's going into there, and it's more pure. Your forefathers, they were smoking their own ham hocks.
A whole bunch of people logged off, Jeanne.
Well, I got you in the spirit.
Okay. All right, coach.
So I'm just saying, you can do your own smoked ham hocks, but don't be careful of all the carcinogenic stuff that they're putting in there. They don't care about you. They care about the money. So we got to care about us. We still can have a good time. If you want to eat that kind of stuff once a week, then get up and do the Soul Train line. Do some kind of work. Go outside, plant something. Just don't go to sleep on it, move, push it through. But I told my friend, this guy, I said, maybe just do the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, eat healthy. 20%, you can do whatever you want to do. But you cannot do 80 to 90% bad and just do a little bit of good. It's going to catch up with you. That's all I'm saying. And believe me, they call me a cookie monster over here because I love cookies. So I have to figure out how to make a healthy cookie. If you can't
you make a good point, Jeanne, because it's all about being realistic. We can't just omit something from your diet, because there's actually studies that show that, look, the more that you just omit it, you're going to eat more than if you would have just managed it. So I mean, that's good that you're talking that way and you're letting people know it's okay, you know what I'm saying, to have some Popeye's chicken one day. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
some
Popeyes.
It's okay to go through the drive-in and get something quick, but there is a saying. My friend who did the 12 steps for another reason, but it was one is not enough, and what is it? One is not enough, and something is not too many. I got it on my refrigerator because I use it for eating cookies. You take one, and then then I'm gonna have another one, and the next thing I'm gonna do is go in the refrigerator, get some butter out, girlfriend up there in the corner. Pop me some popcorn and sit on the couch and just, right? And you know why I'm doing that? It's because my mind has been caught up with the cares of this world, and I'm mindless eating. So I talk about conscious consumption. We have to be conscious of what is going on. I done got trapped up, but he said, she said, something happened in my life, and I'm mad. And so I'm just sitting there. Because really, I'm eating them up. I'm so mad, so I'm just feeding myself. I'm not hungry. I'm just.
Jeanne, them cookies got your metaphors mixed up today. You can't even get your metaphors out. Stay away from those cookies, Jeanne.
I stay away from them cookies. So, crazy. So, yeah. So, It's not easy. It is not easy. And we have been on this road and been addicted to a lot of different foods. And so to come out of it is not easy. But if you want to come out of it, if you want to do better, you can do better. And if you value your life, your children's life, then you will. And so 80% of the time, just try 80% of the time. And then, you know, and so people want to say, oh, you slipping up, you a hypocrite. No. 80% of the time I do right. 20% of the time I have some fun. Get behind me, say, leave me alone, right? I'm trying to do my best.
We making you go cold turkey tonight. You gotta go cold turkey. Community, cut it all off tonight. All right.
Cut it all off.
Well,
you know what? If you when you get sick, let somebody say, oh, you got cancer. You got the preacher shows on all day. You got the prayer team working. You done threw away all the poison crap in the house because you trying to get well, right? So you get right when something happens, but let's try to get it together before we get to that point and make those changes now while we're ahead of the race, ahead of the game. Try to do it now, because if you wait, now you're behind. And it takes a little bit longer to build your body back up to being whole again. So, yeah, it's hard, but it's fun. And you know what? If we could start, like you were saying, a community where it's fun to do these things, it's fun to take care of our body, it's the end thing, then people will start joining in and wanting to do it.
Well, we're going to depend on all the ladies in the community because y'all are the influencers, man. We follow y'all. Y'all eat right, we eat right. Y'all eat bad, we eat bad. So, ladies, take the lead and lead us down the path of righteousness when it comes to the food.
Oh.
but with that, y'all know I'm always having fun on this platform. But seriously, on a serious note, Jeannie, because I know we're getting up against the clock here, want to give you an opportunity to give any shout outs to any folks, family members, or anybody that's been impacting you or your team or things of that nature. And then, just also just wanted to give you an opportunity to give any parting words to our community. Sometimes folks tune in at different times, but if you want to give some parting words, that would be great.
Well, I thank you again for letting me set in on your platform. This is not something that I normally do, but I'm happy to learn from you young people and to get with it. I'm gonna be here on this earth for a while, so I might as well enjoy all this technology that y'all are doing and learn it. So my mother always told us, and I think I said it before, if you pray right and eat right and live right, you'll be all right. So that may not be for everybody because they might not be into that type of whatever praying. But the point is to recognize that your body is a special, fantastic, awesome, awesome. If you take one class or just Google it, how the body and all of the systems work, you will bow down in worship because you know that you are riding not in a Bentley, but you are riding in a supernatural, I mean, just awesome, awesome body, that's going to soon deteriorate and everything. One day it's going to go back to where it came. Your spirit's going to go back, your body's going to go to the earth. But one thing that I remember for all of you guys that are out there, and Bishop, I don't know why they call you Bishop, but if it's for religious reasons, then there's a scripture that is in the Bible, and it says, it's Romans the 12th chapter. It says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your body as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God. This is your reasonable service, and that's the key. So if I give you this fantastic Bentley, it's just reasonable for you to put some gas in it and to send it to the shop and make sure it's tuned up and wash it every once in a while, right? It's just reasonable. So it's just reasonable for us to take care of our body because he's given us the herbs of the field to eat. He's given us the sun and the rain and everything. Take care of it, because when you present it back or you're walking around and you say, hey, God's in me or spirit's in me or the Holy One is in me, however you calling, then you are a representation. You, me, and everybody. So I have to remind that myself when them cookies are over there that my husband brings me, his skinny behind. I have to remember that, right? That who I am, who I'm representing, what the gift that God has given me, and make sure I present that back to Him. So this is what I would say to the community. It's your reasonable service to do right towards the vessel that you have been given, and the only thing is going to um, it's just going to benefit you. It's going to give you a good ride, not a cripple ride, but a good ride for the rest of your life. And I want to thank all my whoever tuned in. I sent it out to a lot of people. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you to my mom who's not here that taught me everything I know about the kitchen and how to cook and prepare food. And I am grateful. I was screaming and hollering when we were little about churning butter and about making jelly and biscuits and all of that kind of stuff. Probably we shouldn't, salmon croquettes and all of that. But I'm happy because if the lights go out tonight and we had to revert back, y'all would be at my house eating because I could do it. I could handle it.
I'm coming over. I'm coming over down the street, and they call a bishop of the
I will show you how to do a garden this summer too.
I,
Okay.
I, I, feel,
Jean.
I
Yeah,
feel
go
like
ahead.
y'all picking on my refrigerator tonight because I always have. You cannot believe it's butter in my refrigerator.
Oh my God.
That's
Okay,
the
butter is
word.
too salty for me. Okay, I got high blood pressure, and eating all that butter just too salty for me. So y'all
Well,
just
get
picking
blood
on my
salt.
refrigerator
They
tonight.
got some.
I'm gonna tell you this here, Bishop. This is what you can do. This is what you can do to control your situation. I want you take a little field trip, go to the store, get you some cheesecloth, right? Get you some cream, heavy whipping cream. Turn your Vitamix on or whatever you got and put it in there and put it on high and just let it whip and whip until the water starts separating. Put it out, put it in that cheesecloth, and then just milk the rest of the water out. And you got butter, baby. You got
Wait,
butter.
wait, Jeannie. Let me explain to you. This is the bishop of the streets.
Oh,
He on the streets. He ain't got time to do all that. I
well,
was trying to tell you.
I don't know what streets Bishop you is, but
so,
if you
so
might
Miss
have some
Kitty,
help. You might
so
have some
Miss
help
Kitty,
out there on them streets.
so Miss Kitty, they call me the bishop. Okay, let me tell you why they call me the bishop. Okay, because the community and the people on my team say I'm always preaching. I'm always giving some words. So
Yeah,
they just ordained me with that nickname. Okay, I'm not an ordained reverend in the pulpit, but I am a people and person in the streets. So
that's
they
the
gave me
real
the name
Bishop.
the bishop, and I accepted it. That's all it is. Nothing
Oh,
special.
but that's real. I mean, that's real. You in the street doing the work. You ain't in the church fronting and all of that kind of stuff. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
All
No
right,
problem,
all right,
Bishop.
all
No
right. Come
problem.
on.
I'm gonna add to that, Miss Jeannie. You're gonna find out why they call him the bishop in a few minutes.
Uh oh. Uh oh. Why
He
they
got
call
three
you?
closes.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go. Well, Miss Jeannie, thank you for being here and bringing that wealth of information to our community as we talk about what we put in our bodies is very important. When we talk
Yes,
about the nutrition, the vitamins, the things that we need to really thrive. Community, you were blessed tonight with some great information. Maybe you didn't know about gluten or gluten free tonight. You got that information. You can no longer walk around and not know what you need to ask the doctor when you're going to get tested, see if gluten affects you and all of the other topics that we talked about. Your body is your temple, so you got to eat right. But before we go, I got to let Khalees and Jocelyn give their parting words because when I give the benediction, the show is over after that. So, Khalees, give the people something tonight, what you picked up off the gluten and gluten free, okay? And I know you're not eating gluten free.
I'm not eating gluten. Nonetheless, it has been a great show. Miss Jeannie let us know all about gluten. No, I wasn't very familiar with gluten, but I did learn that yes, this temple, this vessel, I don't run it down. You know, God granted me this life. I want to take care of it. So, community, be careful what you're putting into your body. You don't want to run your car down and be at the shop. So, this has been a good night. Thank you, Miss Jeannie.
you welcome.
Miss Jocelyn, you want to give your part of words to the community before we leave? Before I
Yes,
give the benediction?
of course, of course. So Jeannie is a good friend of mine. We actually met at Whole Foods. Y'all, we met at Whole Foods. And we have a mutual friend, and so from there we're all, because if y'all don't know that's watching, I'm a health coach myself, and so we just connected. And the fact that we can connect and in a Whole Food store where most black folk don't go, but we have the same vision, we share the same, to where we want to let as many people know, as black and brown, our communities know about the truth about some of these things with gluten and probiotics, all these words that the other people, they know it, but what about our black community? So I'm so glad that Jeannie, she has this vision, this dream for those that have those diseases, high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, all of that, to a place to go that's safe so they can get educated. If they go there, they're not gonna be judged. You know what I'm saying? So I just love the fact with the work that she do. This is my stuff. When it comes to this stuff, I get excited about it, but it's great because even in the group that I run here, the single moms group, we teach them about different things. Like she said earlier about growing a garden in your community. Like, how many black people do that? We have them all in Fresno, here in Fresno. But it's not, it's there's more that we need to do. So the work is here. I mean, we're here, me and Jean, we down for it. And I don't eat perfect either. I don't. I really don't. So, but at the end of the day, you know what? I'm striving to do my best. I'm striving to do my best because it's all about progress over perfection. So progress over perfection. When you get that, I'm telling you, my body, I'm now respecting my body as a temple. You know what I'm saying? And now I could do better, get better, and do more for the community. All right. So that's for y'all that was listening. I'm glad that y'all was able to hear and everything about it. We heard both sides of the conversation, and I just want to say y'all be blessed today. And I'm gonna hand it off to the bishop in the streets.
Well, like I said, community, this is always a great platform to come get information. You walk away with something. I hope somebody walked away with something because it's very important. Your health is everything. They say health is wealth. And if you don't put the right food and the right things in your body, the wealth will go away. And you don't want that to happen. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give the benediction so we can get out of here because people are texting, hurry up. I'm trying to get off. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. It's raining. You can't go anywhere, but I don't know. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give the benediction tonight so we can get out of here. And it's going to go a little bit something like this. Tonight, community, you learned about health. When we talk about health, there's a number of ways that health can impact us. We have mental health. We have our physical health. We have the nutrition that we put in our body that really can impact our health. You heard from the sister tonight telling you the things that you need to know so that you could go treat your body like a Bentley. Make sure you take it in to get service. Make sure you put the right things in it. And your body is that Bentley. So make sure that you are putting the food that are not processed into your system. Make sure you are getting the organic fruits and the organic vegetables and the organic chickens and meats that can help your body continue to thrive. In our communities, we know there's a food desert. We know the access to the best foods are not always available. So sometimes we have to go above and beyond to get access to that food. And maybe it's driving to the Central Valley, or maybe it's going to your local farmer to get some organic food. But we have to do what we need to do to protect our bodies. Without this, we can't move forward. And we know we have a fight that we need. So we need all the bodies to be well and ready to go to war for what we have to do for our communities. When we talk about the importance of understanding what we are doing, we have to read the labels and we have to understand the things that we are putting in our bodies and how it affects you. We all know the wrong foods could give you the wrong mood. If you put the wrong things in your body, your attitude is not right. Sometimes the things we deal with is because the food we eat. Sometimes we can't sleep right when the wrong things are in our body because our body is saying, no, this is not good. And we're tossing and turning. If you want good rest, you have to put the best inside of your system. When you're drinking water, make sure you try to get the best to flush out all of the things that are not present, that should be in your body, that needs to be removed. Make sure you're doing your part, whether it's fiber, however you do it. Get the intake. Make sure that you are doing the things that is needed. It is an investment. When we talk about the difference between what we can have and success, sometimes it's the investment that we need. So community listening tonight, make sure you're not just buying red bottoms and Nikes and Jordans. Make sure that you at Whole Food or at some of the great top of the line foods and invest in the things that you put in your body. Don't invest in the things on the outside of your body. Make sure that you are putting the best inside of your body. When you have the best, you rest. When you have the best, you feel the best. When you have the best, you walk with your head up with confidence. So understand, we talk about mental health. When we put processed food and things that we shouldn't put in our bodies because we want it right now, sometimes, like medicine, there's side effects that impact us. Sometimes it's depression. Sometimes it's anxiety. Sometimes it's the bloatation that just keeps us from moving. We don't want to be stagnated. We got to keep moving. I need you in the streets with me. Let's all do this together. When we talk about solidarity, this is part of solidarity. Let's hold each other accountable. When you see somebody at the McDonald's, let's go somewhere else. When you see at the grocery store all of these processed boxes and meals, why don't we stop each other and say, hey, let's try something else. Let's get something over here. Encourage our children. We have to be the leaders in our household. Make sure you are setting that example. Make sure that you are teaching your young people how to cook from scratch, how to use the healthy things and not just going to McDonald's and to the fast food spots. Again, there's a lot of work we have to do in our community. Health is everything. We understand the trauma that it is when we go to our health institutions. But to all of the folks in our health institutions, understand you have the keys to help the people. Make sure you are advising the people in the way that can lead them for a better, long, healthy life. So with that being said, it's your choice, community. You figure out what you need. Tonight, you've been fed with some great information. Are you going to digest it? Are you going to move it to the side and say, I'll get to it later? You make the choice. With that being said, I just got the news coming in. The flood warning watch is up. Please be careful out there, community. Folks that are living next to our levees, please make sure you are monitoring the water as they are expected. Some of our levees across this Bay Area to rise. Some of the creeks are rising. Mudslides is already happening. So again, it's been raining for the last 15, 20 minutes. It sounded like it was hailing out there. So just be careful, community, and understand the severity of the floods. If you do get a flood alert, community, if you do get a flood alert in your area, don't just stay home. Get out of there if they telling you to get out of Dodge. Okay, we got to take these messages and these warning systems as something serious and not saying it's not going to affect me. Too many times, the last storm we had, a lot of folks lost their life because they was not taking it serious. So just make sure if you do get an alert in your area to evacuate, please evacuate. Be smart. Go get a hotel. Go somewhere else or connect with one of your relatives. Don't take the risk. If you do lose power tonight, make sure you have some way that folks can connect with you. Make sure you checking on your elders, okay? We have to make sure our elders are taken care in these times. Don't just be greedy, okay? Don't be selfish for yourself. Make sure you check on your neighbors if you know that they're by themselves or they elders, and make sure they are good. Pay attention. Tomorrow, most city and counties will be extending their hours to get sandbags. If you are in the area where you need sandbags, please log on to your local city website and make sure you go down there and get the sandbag. They're going to be out a little bit later tomorrow, especially in San Francisco, as this storm is going to be brewing even more this weekend. So make sure if you are one of those folks that are impacted, please stop by, pick up a sandbag. And again, pay attention to the warning signs and notifications that's coming out. And we'll do our best here at both sides of the conversation to continue to update the community with all the information. So with that being said, hope to see you all this Sunday for our next live show, as we're going to be talking about some real trauma and violence in our community. We know what's going on. We know how it impacts us. We know the reactions after this violence takes place. Community, what are we going to do together to come and overcome this violence? And then Tuesday, community, I need everybody to show up. San Francisco City Hall. We're talking about reparations. We talk about Dreamkeeper Initiative. We're talking about the present and the past. This is not an ass. This is what's owed to us. Black folks, stand up. Step and stand. We'll be at the City Hall steps at 12 o'clock. Will you be there? Will you be part of history? Are you ready to march on the side of the bishop? Because y'all know I'm about the people. All power to the people. And we will step in City Hall and let them know Black representation in the Bay Area is here. And y'all will not take away what our ancestors have blessed us with. So again, see y'all Tuesday, and we'll be looking forward to hanging out with y'all more. Stay on our social media handles so you can see what's going on. There's a lot of stuff happening, okay? And y'all will see the bishop because I'm always in the streets. All right, with that being said, see you all Tuesday. Be safe out there if you got to drive. Pay attention to the roads, okay? The rain and wind is whipping. Be careful out there, folks. We love y'all. We see y'all soon.